onto any TV or movie set in this town, you'll find a spread of food for the cast and crew. As assistant directors, my next guests have seen countless gourmet meals end up in the trash. We all have, honestly, if you've ever been on set, there's so much food. It broke their hearts seeing good food go to waste, so they figured out a way to collect all the leftovers and pass it out to homeless people here in LA, which is so awesome, and that is why they are today's Rad Humans. From Everyday Action, please welcome Sam Liu and Hillary Cohen. So I honestly can't believe this hasn't already existed because I've been on so many sets over like 20 years. There's so much food this way. So how did this all get started?
So I've been an AD for the past 10 years, an assistant director, and I've literally watched just hundreds and thousands of meals thrown out every day. Like you said,
yeah.
I don't know if you have known on a film set, but there is like 100 to 300 people working on the set every day. So on any given day, there could be 150 background that are working in the morning that then get wrapped, and there's no food for them to eat, and it's then thrown out, right? So
yeah.
it's just leftover food.
Yeah.
And up until this point, it's just been thrown out. Me and Sam were always told it's illegal, it'll just be thrown out.
Yeah.
So we put together a nonprofit that has liability insurance that protects against that and allows us to go pick the food up. I started this during COVID in 2020.
It's so amazing.
Thank you. I started it in 2020 when we were kind of at a shutdown and a pause in life, and
yeah.
I knew I couldn't do it by myself. You know, we currently pick up from about 10 sets every day. It should be about 30 to 40 every day, and I knew I needed someone that was a powerhouse, that was my friend, that felt the same way about me as people,
yeah.
that could help. So I called Sam up and I was like, I have this idea, will you go down this rabbit hole with me? And she did.
It's such an amazing thing, like I said, that it just hasn't already existed, but this is pretty close to your heart, right, Sam?
Yeah, I come from a lower middle class family, and my uncle struggles with schizophrenia. And so for many years, he was, he'd be in facilities, and then they would ship him somewhere in the US, and he'd end up homeless. And, every time I pass someone on the street, I just think there's someone's family member.
Yeah.
That's someone's uncle. Mm-hmm. So when Hillary told me she wanted to do this, I was like, I couldn't think of anything better to do with my life.
It's a big deal that what you're doing, and it's also just highlighting the fact that you're recognizing that they exist, they're there, we see that there's a problem, we're trying to help. Like even the simple thing, act of that, I think can change someone's life. But we have one of the board members of Everyday Action in the audience. He was on NCIS LA for 12 years. You last saw his character, Eric, drive off into the sunset in a Lamborghini, not too shabby. Let's say hi to Barrett Fala. So, hi.
I've known Hillary for over a decade. She tells me where to be and where to go on set.
Yeah.
And then she's like, hey, do you want to help out with this? This has been a problem that has haunted Hollywood literally for as long as film and television has been around, right? We've seen those lasagnas getting scraped into the dumpster every day. And they're like, they're just like you and I. They're like, but we're actually gonna do something about it.
Yeah.
We're actually just gonna file a little bit of paperwork, put together a nonprofit, and sort of change the entire industry. We're fast becoming the industry standard, and it's gonna be sort of embarrassing if you're not on our list, and if we're not picking up your food and giving it to our homeless brothers and sisters that are our neighbors.
Yeah. It's so much waste. It's so much waste. Well, so Hillary, you have big plans for Everyday Action moving forward, right?
We do. So we currently pick up from about 9 sets every day. We're kind of at our tipping point, right? Our first set was me and Sam with 75 meals, chasing down people, being like, hey, you need food. Yeah. Now we pick up from 9 shows nonstop, and we're kind of like at the tip of where we're able to go, right? We raised about $100,000 this year. We employ PAs and backgrounds, thank you, to work for us, but we want to employ more people so that we can pick up all of the food in Hollywood. We're very close to having everything with CBS, all of HBO, all of Netflix. We should have all of those shows coming to us, but our little nonprofit is just at this little tipping point. So we want to raise $1 million so that we can pick up the food from every set in LA.
Well, I have some good news. If you know Sprouts Farmers Market, you know they're everything you love about a farmer's market with the most delicious fresh fruits and veggies nature has to offer. And the Sprouts Healthy Communities Foundation wants to foster goodness, so they're donating $10,000 to Everyday Action. And also, I'm gonna double that. So it'll be a total of 20 coming at y'all. And please, everybody out there, if you can financially donate, if you can boots on the ground help them get the food there, this is a very important thing. Thank y'all so much.